Welcome back everyone, and I am finally here for episode 3 of Fortune Bricks Q&A. I have some fun questions today ranging from the most disappointing or worst LEGO Star Wars set to some future anniversary waves and so on. If you have any questions for the next one, drop them down below. Then let's get right to it. The first question is from Walgar, asking what is the most disappointing Star Wars LEGO set? There are a few honestly, and the basic answer would probably be the First Order AT-ST, or looking at some recent sets, it could include the Republic Juggernaut as well, which is a massive letdown of a set, especially at the price asked for it. However, one that I was most disappointed with, and honestly think is one of the worst LEGO Star Wars sets, has to be Yoda's Jedi Starfighter, released in 2023. I have talked about this set way too much in so many different videos, but basically, I don't think this one should have been remade so soon, and I don't think this new set is worth getting at all. There's no third added minifigure, nothing significantly different in this set compared to the 2017 version, and the spots should have been filled with almost any other Jedi Starfighter or Interceptor. I am probably way too harsh on the set, but for a remake so soon for a rather irrelevant vehicle, we need at least something new. Now from Anakin Edits, will we ever have a collection tour? So as I said before, I was actually planning to do a collection tour for the 1 year anniversary of this channel, but I sadly never got to that. Although as a side note that I want to add, despite being a LEGO YouTuber, my collection isn't nearly as impressive as other LEGO YouTubers, and I don't have that much to actually show. I am proud of my collection though, and I am so happy to own every one of the sets I currently have, but it isn't really worthy of its own collection video just yet, as it basically fits onto 2 or 3 different shelving units, and that's basically it. Thanks to YouTube though, and the revenue I am able to make on some of these videos, I have slowly been able to add some sets to my collection over the last year, and I was able to buy more LEGO in the last year than ever before in my life. So I am super fortunate for that, and I'll have some of it showing on the screen right now. Also, I do want to show my minifigure collection, as I am very proud of that. I have around 100 minifigures, so once again it doesn't compare to some of the massive collections out there, but I am proud of it, and I love this way of storing them that I recently discovered, allowing me to keep them in good condition and even display them for a very affordable price. So that is something I thought was worth sharing too. The next question is from I'm Not Lazy, and that is, do you like LEGO Marvel? So this is a mixed answer I guess, as I am not very into it, but there are some things that are pretty cool from this theme. I do not personally own any Marvel sets, and I am not planning on getting any anytime soon either, but some of the minifigures are very cool. I think both Series 1 and Series 2 of the collectible minifigures are very good, and I want to get some of them on Bricklink soon too. And then I also think the Spider-Man CMF coming out in September is super cool, and it might be my favorite CMF ever made as well. So I am very excited for that. But other than those few things, LEGO Marvel isn't really my passion and won't be anytime soon. Now from Mr. Lazy Productions, he asked, do you think LEGO Star Wars should celebrate every movie anniversary? So especially talking about 10th anniversaries or 20th anniversaries and so on, I think yes, they should. They should definitely celebrate it in some way. And this could be as simple as 1 or 2 sets for that movie. I think The Force Awakens did it very well, and I am very hopeful that we see the same treatment next year for Rogue One too. And I think it is just a very neat way to celebrate one of the Star Wars movies in that way, and something the fans love to see as well. I think this year was also done pretty well for Revenge of the Sith in a way, with a whole bunch of prequel based sets. But we didn't see any kind of diorama set based around this movie, which I feel was very necessary for this kind of movie and this specific anniversary. But I am still hopeful that someday LEGO will see that fans really like this sort of thing. and actually give us what we want in future years. But we can only hope. Guy Franklin asked, what do you consider to be the most swooshable ship in the LEGO Star Wars range, and in your own collection? This is a really fun question, and one that I never thought I would actually get, to be honest. As for the whole range of LEGO Star Wars sets, I actually have no idea. There are so many sets I have never had the chance to have in hand, sadly, so I wouldn't really be able to give an accurate judgment on that. In my own collection, however, I think there's quite a few good ones. The first two that came to mind was my TIE Bomber as well as my Von Rex TIE Interceptor, and both of these sets feel very nice in hand. And basically, any TIE based ship is fun to swoosh around and have a bit of fun with. The new ARC 170 is definitely also a contender in my collection, and it feels very nice in hand despite the hate it often receives. But what I think to me is the most swooshable, or at least most fun to have in hand, is Ahsoka's Interceptor, released earlier this year. I just love how LEGO Jedi Interceptors feel in hand, and having their winglets up just feels so nice to spin and swoosh around. This is something I instantly noticed when building this one, as well as my 2012 Interceptor, and in my opinion, they are the most swooshable by far, specifically this new one. Now, the final question is a very basic one that I think in some way was answered in some of the previous videos, but Voids asked, what is my favorite set? And honestly, it is actually a different answer to last time, as my favorite set has kind of changed. I always loved basically any Slave 1 LEGO has ever produced, specifically the first UCS Slave 1, and the new one is also of course an incredible set that I think is just so cool, but I sadly don't own it. However, recently I picked up the buildable R2-D2 released last year, and yes, it doesn't really compare to UCS Slave 1's, but it is by far the set I had the most fun building and enjoy the most having on display. And it actually got me liking the buildable character sets too, when previously I had no interest for them. So in my collection right now, this one is probably my favorite, although there are still so many different cooler sets that I don't own that would have been my favorite probably. But anyways, those are my questions for this video. If you enjoy these types of videos or have some questions you'd like me to answer in the next one, let me know down below. I'll see how far I can take this series and whether it is worth continuing based on your responses. Let me know down below, then I will see you all in the next one. God bless you, and cheers.